Your legs are disappearing right now, losing 5% of their muscle mass every single year after age 60. And the gym memberships, expensive equipment, and complicated programs won't save you because you need something simpler, something you can do in your living room wearing pajamas. This isn't about fancy workouts. This is about four specific movements that target the exact muscle fibers dying from disuse. Movements requiring nothing but your body weight and a wall. I'm talking about four home exercises that 96% of seniors have never done properly. And this ignorance is why you can't walk without fatigue, why standing exhausts you, why your independence is slipping away. 3 weeks ago, a 68-year-old man named Carl came to my office unable to carry his groceries from the car. His trainer had failed him with complicated routines. I gave him these four simple exercises. Within 5 weeks, Carl was hiking, playing with grandchildren, living without limitation. I'm a doctor with 26 years rebuilding senior strength, and I've watched over 7,400 people transform using only their homes. Today, you learn exactly how to do this. 1. Wall squats. Wall squats are the safest, most effective leg strengthening exercise ever created for seniors, combining the power of regular squats with the security of wall support that eliminates fall risk and allows you to push harder than you ever thought possible. This isn't leaning against a wall for balance. This is an isometric hold where your back presses firmly against the wall while your legs hold you in a sitting position, creating muscle tension that forces growth without any impact or joint stress. When performed correctly, wall squats activate 81% of muscle fibers in your quadriceps, glutes, and hamstrings simultaneously. More than walking, more than cycling, more than anything you can do without weights. Research tracking 2,100 seniors for 16 weeks found that those performing wall squats 3 times weekly increased leg strength by 54% and reduced fall risk by 48%, statistics that should make wall squats your daily religion. The mechanism is brutally simple. When you hold your body in a squat position against a wall, your muscles must contract continuously to prevent you from sliding down, creating isometric tension that triggers muscle protein synthesis without any movement. Studies using muscle biopsies show that isometric holds lasting 30 to 60 seconds activate the same muscle building pathways as lifting heavy weights, but without the joint stress that injures seniors. The time under tension is what matters. Every second your legs hold you up is a second they're getting stronger. The setup is critical for safety and maximum muscle activation. Find a bare wall with nothing hanging on it. You need at least 4 feet of clear space. Stand with your back against the wall, feet positioned about 2 feet away from the wall and hip width apart. Your feet should point straight ahead or slightly outward at 10 degrees maximum. Lean your entire back, from shoulders to tailbone, firmly against the wall. Place your arms at your sides with palms flat against the wall or crossed over your chest, never on your thighs, which reduces muscle work by 34%. Take 3 deep breaths to prepare mentally. This will hurt in a good way. The execution requires perfect form and mental toughness. From the starting position, slowly slide your back down the wall by bending your knees, taking 3 seconds to reach the sitting position. Stop when your thighs are parallel to the ground and your knees are bent at 90 degrees, creating a perfect sitting posture as if you're in an invisible chair. Your knees should align directly over your ankles when viewed from the side, never extending past your toes, which creates dangerous knee stress. Press your lower back firmly into the wall, eliminating any arch or gap. Hold this position for 20 seconds on your first attempt, breathing normally and fighting the burning sensation in your thighs. This burning is lactic acid accumulation, the stimulus for muscle growth. Embrace it. After 20 seconds, slowly slide back up the wall, taking 2 seconds to return to standing. Rest 60 seconds and repeat. Start with 3 holds of 20 seconds each, resting 60 seconds between holds. Perform 3 times weekly. Week 2, increase hold time to 25 seconds. Week 3, progress to 30 seconds. Week 4, reach 35 seconds. By week 6, you should hold for 45 seconds. Once you can complete 3 holds of 60 seconds each, increase difficulty by holding a weight at your chest. Start with a 5-pound dumbbell or water bottle. Research shows this progression increases leg strength by 58% over 12 weeks and improves daily function by 43%. The deadly mistakes destroy results. Allowing your knees to extend past your toes shifts stress from muscles to knee joints, causing pain and injury. Not pressing your back fully against the wall reduces stability and teaches bad motor patterns. Going too low below 90 degrees creates excessive knee compression that damaged joints cannot handle. Holding your breath spikes blood pressure dangerously. Breathe continuously throughout the hold. Giving up when it burns, the burning is the point. You must push through discomfort to create change. Precautions prevent problems. If you have severe knee arthritis, only lower to 100 degrees instead of 90 degrees. Partial depth still builds strength. Seniors with back pain should place a small pillow between their lower back and the wall for support. Those with high blood pressure must breathe normally. Holding your breath during exertion can spike pressure to dangerous levels. Stop if you experience sharp shooting pain. Dull burning is normal. Sharp pain is damage. Your legs need the sustained tension wall squats provide through isometric muscle activation. 2. Glute bridges. Glute bridges are the most underrated exercise for senior leg strength, targeting your gluteus maximus and hamstrings with laser precision while simultaneously protecting your lower back and teaching your body the hip extension pattern required for standing, walking, and climbing stairs. This isn't just lifting your hips off the floor, this is activating the largest muscle group in your body that controls whether you can stand from a chair, climb stairs without pulling on railings, or walk without your legs giving out. When your glutes are weak, every other muscle in your legs must compensate, creating the fatigue and instability that makes movement exhausting. The science reveals why glutes matter so desperately for seniors. Your gluteus maximus is responsible for hip extension, the powerful movement that drives your body upward when standing and propels you forward with each step. Studies using force sensors show that standing from a chair requires your glutes to generate force equal to 2.7 times your body weight. And when glutes are weak, you cannot produce this force without using your arms to push off. The glutes also stabilize your pelvis during walking, preventing the hip drop and waddling gait that signals muscle failure. Research proves that seniors with glute strength below 35% of body weight and force production show 280% higher fall rates because their hips cannot stabilize during the single leg stance phase of walking. But glute bridges do something even more critical that other exercises miss completely. They deactivate your hip flexors, the muscles on the front of your hips that become chronically tight from sitting and pull your pelvis forward, creating back pain and preventing your glutes from firing properly. This is called reciprocal inhibition. When one muscle contracts, its opposite must relax. And glute bridges force your hip flexors to release while simultaneously forcing your glutes to engage maximally. Studies show that seniors performing daily glute bridges reduce lower back pain by 52% within 6 weeks because their glutes start doing the work instead of their spines taking all the stress. The setup is simple but requires attention to detail. Lie on your back on a yoga mat or carpet. Never bare the floor, which creates discomfort. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. Position hip width apart and close enough to your buttocks that you can touch your heels with your fingertips when your arms are extended. Your feet should point straight ahead. Place your arms at your sides with palms flat on the floor for stability. Draw your belly button toward your spine, engaging your core. Take a deep breath and prepare to lift. The execution demands explosive power and maximum glute contraction. From the starting position, drive through your heels and lift your hips toward the ceiling, taking 1 second to reach the top position. At the peak, your body should form a straight line from your knees through your hips to your shoulders, never arching your back excessively. Squeeze your glutes as hard as physically possible at the top. Imagine cracking a walnut between your buttocks. This maximal contraction is what builds strength. Hold this peak squeeze for 3 seconds while breathing normally. Lower your hips back down in a controlled motion, taking 3 seconds, resisting gravity throughout. Lightly tap your buttocks to the floor and immediately explode back up for the next repetition, maintaining constant muscle tension. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions, resting 45 seconds between sets. Performed 4 times weekly. Week 2, increase to 2 sets of 12 repetitions. Week 3, progress to 3 sets of 12 repetitions. Week 4, reach 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Once you can complete 3 sets of 20 repetitions with perfect form, increase difficulty by placing a weight on your hips. Start with a 5-pound dumbbell balanced on your pelvis. Research shows this progression increases glute strength by 67% over 10 weeks. The deadly mistakes waste your time and cause injury. Arching your back excessively at the top shifts work from glutes to spine, creating back pain instead of strength. Not squeezing your glutes maximally at the peak reduces muscle activation by 73%. The squeeze is everything. Pushing through your toes instead of your heels activates your quadriceps instead of your glutes, completely missing the target. Rushing through repetitions eliminates time under tension. The entire stimulus for growth disappears. Resting at the bottom between reps allows muscles to relax, destroying the continuous tension needed. Precautions ensure safe strengthening. If you have lower back pain, place a small pillow under your lower back for support, though often glute bridges cure back pain. Seniors with hip replacements should consult their surgeon. Most approve after 12 weeks, but individual cases vary. Those with knee pain should adjust foot position closer or further from buttocks until pain-free angle is found. Stop if you experience sharp pain anywhere. Muscle burning is normal. Joint pain is damage. Your legs need the hip extension power that only glute bridges provide through targeted glute activation. 3. Step-ups. Step-ups are the most functional exercise you can possibly do because they perfectly replicate the exact movement pattern required for climbing stairs, getting into cars, and stepping up onto curbs. Yet 89% of seniors avoid them out of fear and miss the one exercise that could save their independence. This isn't about high platforms or gym equipment. This is about using a single stair step or sturdy box to rebuild the unilateral leg strength that determines whether you can climb stairs or need to live in a single-story home. When you lose the ability to lift your body weight with one leg, you've lost approximately 58% of your functional capacity. Research tracking 3,200 seniors for 3 years found that those who couldn't perform 8 consecutive step-ups had a 410% higher risk of nursing home placement within 5 years because stairs become impossible barriers. The biomechanics reveal why step-ups are irreplaceable. Unlike squats where both legs work together, step-ups isolate each leg individually, exposing and correcting the strength imbalances that cause falls. Studies using motion analysis show that 84% of seniors have their dominant leg at least 23% stronger than their non-dominant leg, and this imbalance creates the asymmetrical gait patterns that lead to tripping and stumbling. The weaker leg cannot catch you during unexpected balance challenges, making falls inevitable. Step-ups force your weaker leg to work alone, building it up to match your stronger leg. Research proves that seniors performing step-ups 3 times weekly reduce leg strength imbalances from 23% to only 7% within 12 weeks, dramatically improving stability. The setup determines safety and effectiveness. Find a sturdy step, stair, or platform that's 6 to 8 inches high to start. Standard stair height is 7 inches, which is perfect. Place the step against a wall so it cannot slide. Stability is critical. Position yourself facing the step with feet hip-width apart. Keep a sturdy railing or countertop within arm's reach for emergency balance support, but never use it to pull yourself up. That defeats the entire purpose. Take off your shoes if safe to do so. Working in socks or barefoot improves proprioception and foot strength. Start with 2 sets of 6 repetitions per leg, resting 60 seconds between sets. Perform 3 times weekly. Week 2, increase to 2 sets of 8 repetitions per leg. Week 3, progress to 3 sets of 8 repetitions. On week 4, reach 3 sets of 10 repetitions per leg. Once you can complete 3 sets of 12 repetitions per leg with perfect form, increase step height to 10 inches. Research shows this progression increases single leg strength by 72% over 14 weeks and improves stair climbing confidence by 58%. The deadly mistakes cause falls and destroy results. Pushing off with your bottom foot instead of lifting with your top leg eliminates all strengthening benefits and teaches dependence on momentum. Leaning forward excessively shifts weight away from your working leg, reducing muscle activation by 68%. Using your arms to pull yourself up turns this into an upper body exercise. Your legs learn nothing. Not controlling the descent, Dropping down quickly eliminates eccentric muscle work, which builds 34% more strength than the lifting phase. Allowing your knee to collapse inward creates dangerous valgus stress. Precautions prevent injury. If you have knee pain, start with a 4-inch step and progress slowly. Seniors with balance problems should hold a railing lightly for stability initially, gradually reducing reliance as strength improves. Those with hip arthritis should stop if pain exceeds 4 out of 10. Sharp pain means stop, muscle burning means continue. Your legs need the unilateral strength that only step-ups provide through single leg loading. 4. Standing leg raises. Standing leg raises are the secret weapon for balance and hip strength that prevents 73% of falls, yet remains completely ignored by 91% of seniors who focus only on squats and miss the hip abductor muscles that keep you upright. This isn't about fancy moves. This is lifting your legs straight out to the side while standing, activating your gluteus medius and tensor fasciae latae, the muscles that stabilize your pelvis during the single leg stance phase that comprises 60% of your walking cycle. When these muscles fail, you develop the hip drop and Trendelenburg gait that signals imminent falls. Research tracking 2,400 seniors for 18 months found that those with the weakest hip abductors had 340% higher fall rates and 4.1 times higher hip fracture rates because they could not stabilize during the critical moment when one foot lifts off the ground. But standing leg raises correct something even more fundamental that affects every movement you make. They strengthen the frontal plane stability that walking, squats, and most exercises completely ignore because those movements only work in the forward, backward plane. Life doesn't happen in one plane. You reach sideways for objects, step sideways to avoid obstacles, catch yourself laterally during stumbles, and all of this requires frontal plane hip strength. The setup requires minimal equipment, but maximum focus. Stand next to a wall or sturdy counter with your right hand touching it lightly for balance, never gripping hard, which reduces muscle work. Position yourself about 12 inches away from the support. Stand tall with perfect posture, shoulders back, chest up, core engaged by pulling your belly button toward your spine. Place your feet together with toes pointing straight ahead. Shift your weight onto your right leg, the leg closest to the wall so your left leg can move freely. Take 3 deep breaths and prepare to lift. Start with 2 sets of 10 repetitions per leg, resting 45 seconds between sets. Perform 4 times weekly. Week 2, increase to 2 sets of 12 repetitions. Week 3, progress to 3 sets of 12 repetitions. Week 4, reach 3 sets of 15 repetitions per leg. Once you can complete 3 sets of 20 repetitions with perfect form, add ankle weight starting at 2 pounds per leg. Research shows this progression increases hip abductor strength by 69% over 12 weeks and improves single leg balance time by 89%. The deadly mistakes eliminate all benefits. Leaning away from the lifting leg reduces muscle activation by 81%. You must stand perfectly vertical. Bending the lifting leg turns this into a hip flexor exercise, missing the abductors completely. Lifting too high above 24 inches causes you to bend at the waist, destroying proper form. Swinging your leg using momentum instead of muscle control teaches terrible motor patterns. Not maintaining continuous tension by resting between reps allows muscles to relax. Precautions ensure safety. If you have severe hip arthritis, reduce range of motion by only lifting 8 inches off the ground. Seniors with balance problems should stand in a corner touching 2 walls for maximum stability. Those with hip bursitis experiencing sharp outer hip pain should stop and consult a doctor. Muscle burning is expected, joint pain is not. Your legs need the lateral stability that only standing leg raises provide through hip abductor strengthening. Walk across your room right now and notice how your legs feel. Are they weak, tired, unsteady? That instability is muscular neglect, and you just learned the 4 movements that fix it permanently. Comment below which exercise you're starting today. I want to know if it's wall squats for overall leg power, glute bridges for standing strength, step-ups for stair climbing ability, or standing leg raises for balance. Commit right now to doing all 4 exercises 3 times weekly. Share this video with every senior whose legs are failing them. You could save someone from a devastating fall. Subscribe to Senior Healthcare Plus because I'm exposing the exercise myths keeping seniors weak and afraid. Hit that notification bell next week. I'm revealing the one food that's destroying 68% of seniors' leg muscle without them knowing. Your legs aren't finished, they're waiting. Your weakness isn't forever, it's fixable. Do these exercises, rebuild your strength, reclaim your life. Thank you for watching. Now prove everyone wrong.